Ladies and gentlemen, we now go to Buckingham Palace for an exclusive one-on-one with our Sovereign Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II.
Hello. My family and I have always treasured the great British public's sense of humour. They don't laugh because they enjoy laughing. They laugh because they must, especially if they live in Hull. So, without further ado, let's get started. Here's a bit of funny business.
Thank you for calling Denton Council's Health and Sanitation Department. Please leave a message and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Hello, it's Cassandra Smith here. I live at 69 Boundary Road. I wanted to ask what's happening with the bins. It has now been 2 weeks, 3 days, 17 hours and 43 minutes since the last collection, meaning that it is 1 week, 3 days, 17 hours and 43 minutes overdue. Now, as a concerned citizen, and more importantly a council taxpayer, I want to know what you're going to do about it. Firstly, it's overflowing bins. Next, global meltdown.
Thank you for calling Denton Council's Health and Sanitation Department. Please leave a message and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Cassandra again! In an update to the bin crisis, the overflowing rubbish is now attracting rats. I don't wish to be alarmist, but this is exactly how the Black Death started.
Thank you for calling Denton Council's Health and Sanitation Department. Please leave a message and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Cassandra, Boundary Road, council taxpayer. The rats that you have not dealt with, who were attracted by the overflowing bins that you have not dealt with, are now in turn attracting birds of prey. I believe they are kestrels. To make matters worse, these birds are colliding with passing planes. The corpses of the birds are now adding to the rubbish. I want to know what you intend to do about, first, the bins, second, the rats, third, the birds, but mostly the bins.
Thank you for calling Denton Council's Health and Sanitation Department. Please leave a message and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.
I shall dispense with pleasantries and get right to it. The bird of prey crisis, caused by the rat crisis, caused by the bin crisis, now means that the planes that were colliding with the aforementioned birds have to fly higher to avoid killing these innocent creatures. Whilst this has led to a welcome reduction in noise pollution, satellites will have to expand their orbit to avoid the planes. This will no doubt affect phone signal, and other services, such as GPS, will disappear. Unlike the rubbish, which you still have not dealt with.
As a head of state, I am deluged daily with questions. People all from around the world ask me, how does one keep so placid a composure? What's with Charles's ears? But more than anything, they want to know what Philip said to me on our first meeting. Well, it was I that made the first move. I saw him from across a crowded palatial ballroom, walked over and said, "One's not trying to pull you, even though one would like to. One thinks you are really fit. You're fit, but my gosh, don't you just know it? Booyah. Here's some advertising."
Out now to buy. Now that's what I call shaving. The ultimate shaving compilation album for men who like to shave. Women who shave because society demands it. And children who shave other children against their will. And also animals who have mastered using their opposable digits. featuring such classics as I Just Called to Say I'll Shave You by Stevie Wonder, I'm a Shave for You by Britney Spears, Teenage Shave Bag by Wheatus, I Would Do Anything for Love But I Won't Shave That by Meatloaf, Constant Shaving by K.D. Lang, If You Tolerate This Then Your Children Will Be Shaved by Manic Street Preachers, and of course, I'm Going to Shave That Man Right Out of My Hair by Florence Hendershave.
Hello and welcome to the Silly Shack, award-winning children's play area and family restaurant. We'd like to wish you and your family an enjoyable stay in our facilities. Here follows a short safety video which we advise all parents to view.
Hey there, kids. There's nothing more fun than a jungle gym, right? Wrong! Did you know that you're 5 times more likely to be decapitated in a jungle gym than anywhere else? This year alone, over 1,100 children have been stabbed, strangled, shot, electrocuted, drowned, eviscerated, or made dead in jungle gyms up and down the UK. Here at Silly Shack, we have one simple philosophy. Respect the tools and learn the rules. This is Timmy. Say hi, Timmy.
Hi!
Timmy enjoys football, sticking crayons up his nose and making his mum's life a fucking misery. But there's one thing Timmy loves more than anything.
The twirly-whirly swirly slide!
The twirly-whirly fucking swirly slide. Timmy particularly enjoys riding the twirly-whirly fucking swirly slide, face down in clear violation of the Silly Shack's rules.
Here I go! Whee!
Oh God, Timmy! Why?
I'm sorry, Timmy, but we're going to have to remove what's left of your scalp.
Timmy now has around-the-clock care and fortnightly skin grafts to his face, arms, legs, arse and soles of his feet. So remember what we always say, respect the tools and learn the rules, or your face could be ripped right off your skull.
As a mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother, I know that raising a family can be an arduous task. When things get heated, I am not adverse to dealing out a firm but loving face palm to restore order. I face palmed Andrew off his chair innumerable times, but unfortunately the slimy little fucker is always getting back up. Here is a further example of the previously aforementioned funny business.
Thank you for calling Denton Council's Health and Sanitation Department. Please leave a message and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Well, I hope you're happy. If you'd just taken out the bins when I asked, I hold you entirely responsible for the recent invasion by extraterrestrials. They mistook the expansion of our satellite orbits as an act of aggression. The rubble from this war is adding to the rubbish outside my house, and I would like to know, A, why my calls are not being returned, and B, what you plan to do about the bins, the rats, the dead kestrels, and alien warship debris.
Thank you for calling Denton Council's Health and Sanitation Department. Please leave a message and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.
You may think I am calling cap in hand to apologise because it turns out the aliens' weakness was methane and the excessive gas from the mountainous rubbish in the borough was instrumental in their defeat. But I'd like to point out that this entire chain of events was due to your own negligence vis-à-vis the bin collection. Mark my words, there is more strife to come unless you take action.
Thank you for calling Denton Council's Health and Sanitation Department. Please leave a message and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Following the invasion of those aliens, law and order has collapsed and so-called warlords have emerged to claim land and booty for themselves. One such warlord has took it upon himself to set up a fiefdom on the pile of rubbish outside my house so that not only do I no longer have a view of my local otter sanctuary, but I also have to bow every time I leave my home to someone who probably isn't even paying council tax. I, however, am, and I think, therefore, I am entitled to know when all of the rubbish and warlords will be cleared.
Thank you for calling Denton Council's Health and Sanitation Department. Please leave a message and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.
So, the warlord outside my house launched a flaming catapult attack on another warlord down the road, and this ignited the methane in the rubbish, which blew them both sky high up and cleared away a great deal of the refuse. However, it now means that non-recyclables are mixed up with recyclables. In this day and age, it's vital we do our part, so I expect you, the council, to do your part.
Thank you for calling Denton Council's Health and Sanitation Department. Please leave a message and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.
I am sure you are aware who this is. This is a crisis which supersedes all previously discussed crises. Whilst my back has been turned, it seems my next-door neighbour has begun putting in a loft extension, but is yet to receive planning permission. What are you going to do about this? People can't just do what they want without planning permission. Who knows where it could lead? I await your call.
We have a saying up the palace. If it ain't regal, it ain't legal. So I ask you, the great British public, to remember that although our nation is much changed, there are some things that remain constant, like rubbish hand dryers in pubs, and weirdos who talk to you on the bus. I'll see you all at Christmas for my speech that everyone always says they'll watch and never do.